Hello and welcome. I could not possibly be more excited than I am right now to share all of this awesome information with you ladies today because I am telling you how to get sexy and fit fast. This is exactly what multi-level marketing programs, shake pushers, and also big box gyms don't want you to know. Because I'm going to teach you how to get sexy and fit fast without going to the gym, starving yourself, or buying into marketing scams. This is my goal today. I have literally nothing for sale. What I want to do is teach you to drop 15 pounds in 1 month and get a sexy fit body for life. Okay, so are you ready? I know I am. So what I want you to do is make sure that you have a pen and paper. Please do take notes because I'm going to be giving you some really awesome information here today. And I want you to turn off all distractions. I know how hard it is, but I really want you to focus so you can get the most out of this time that we have together. Okay, so turn everything off, grab your pen and paper, and let's jump right in. If you stay until the end, you'll find out exactly how I've helped loads of busy women discover exactly how to drop 15 pounds in 28 days so that they can have it all. And what I mean by that is confidence, happiness, and a killer body, right? Does this sound impossible to you? Well, when I tell you these secrets that I have to share with you today, you're going to realize that it is totally possible. So stay tuned, okay? Nice to meet you. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Krista Marchand. What I'm going to do is share with you this one super unusual tip that I have personally perfected that will allow you to overcome some of these crazy, disturbing trends in the fitness industry. You're going to stop the overwhelm and you're going to actually be able to get the sexiest, healthiest body of your entire life, no matter where you're starting from. So who am I? I am a mom. I have 2 crazy little boys. I am the creator of Training Life and an online expert transformation and wellness coach for busy women in particular. I am the founder of the hugely successful program Hot Body Mama, and I specialize in pre- and postnatal corrective exercise. And what I really do and what my passion is that I specialize in helping women find their total purpose in life through realizing their complete inner and outer strength. So my journey myself has been a little up and down, as I imagine most of yours has. This is me when I am 19. Okay, I had been an athlete all of my life. I had been in very good shape. And then I went away to school and I traveled through Europe and ate a lot of bread. And, I packed on pounds really quickly. I went from a really active lifestyle to being fairly sedentary and not doing too much, but eating the exact same way I always had, as an elite athlete. And I ultimately packed down a lot of weight until I began training and I began using some of the stuff that I'm going to teach you later on in this webinar. And I started to be able to see the differences in my physique. And this is only a matter of weeks between these 2 shots. So this is how quickly this stuff can work. Through my entire pregnancy, this is my first one, this is my second one, was able to maintain the physique that I wanted because of these habits that I had been able to instill in myself, in my daily life from years before. And so having all of this stuff, working on not only my nutrition, also my lean muscle mass, I was able to make it through these pregnancies without feeling the effects of pregnancy weight that I couldn't get off or, starting from point 0 as soon as these babies had popped out. I was able, as you can see, to recover really quite quickly. And the truth is, ladies, that I am honestly nothing special. I went through those ups and downs of balancing both body image, which is really tough to deal with sometimes, and a healthy lifestyle myself because I always thought I can't gain too much muscle. I don't want to look like a tank, right? I don't know how to overcome emotional eating. With all of the feelings and the busyness and the chaos in life, sometimes we succumb to emotional eating really quick, right? And I did not know how to overcome this. I didn't trust any exercise plans that, that they would be able to give me the results that I really wanted. And I wanted it all. I wanted to feel sexy. I wanted to feel incredibly strong. And I also wanted a really lean and feminine look. And mostly I was scared that if I had to focus so much of my day and my life on my health and fitness that I would miss out on having fun. And the truth is, I had tried so many things and I had failed at so many things that I thought that it wasn't going to be possible for me, and I truly felt defeated. But I'm going to be honest, the day that I dedicated my own work and my own career to finding out exactly what women should do and why they should do these things, my life actually changed forever. And what makes my program so unique? There's no repetitive workouts that bore you. It's not just one DVD you pop in and watch over and over and over again. There's no hours of cardio, because who has time for that? There's no restrictive dieting. There's no multi-level marketing scams, point systems, or shakes that cost a fortune. No quick fixes that only make you gain all of the weight back. No leaving you to do it all alone. I am going to share with you 3 secrets, okay? This first secret is how you can blast fat easier and actually make it sustainable. The truth is, ladies, is that it's powerful hormones that actually control your ability to burn fat from exercise, to stop chronically storing fat, and to change your perceptions of hunger and appetite. And you're going to find out exactly how to rebalance your natural feedback loops, because we all have these, with my next secrets. The second secret is how to actually spot reduce. You know, we've heard that this doesn't exist. We went from in the 80s thinking that if you just bought a Thigh Master, you'd have slimmer thighs, to thinking, no, it's actually not possible to spot reduce. The truth is that you can spot reduce from problem areas like our tummies, our hips, our butt, and our thighs, and you can do this while increasing your energy. Secret number 3, how to stop the cycle of regaining the weight back that you have worked so hard to lose, okay? And honestly, the results, if you have a look at this, it speaks for themselves, right? These are women from all over the world who have gone through my programs, listened to these secrets that I am telling you, and experienced incredible results. Because I've done a lot of things right. I've leaned out, right? And it's been easy for me to maintain that. I've been able to control my eating habits, and this was so hard for me because I had such a terrible body image growing up. I always thought that I was way too big and that I wasn't feminine looking, and it was really a big deal for me to be able to control my eating habits. I finally believed that I was worth this challenge, and now I've helped loads of busy women transform their lives in the same way by creating a breakthrough weight loss program, and I share it every single day to women literally all over the world. So this is where I have come to, where I am able to maintain a physique that I am happy with, that is both strong and incredibly feminine, and this is what I'm going to share with you today. There's the thing. I've also done a ton of things wrong. I spent many years doing fad diets. So you know all of them. I'm sure most of you have experienced one or two. But the cabbage soup diet, right? Juice cleanses, all of these things that tell you you're going to be really successful, but ultimately make you just go backwards in terms of your weight loss. I spent thousands of dollars on personal training that wasn't even designed for a lean and sexy body that I wanted. As a woman, I came out of it with too much muscle and too much bulk on me in general because I was gaining like a man. And nothing that I tried gave me the results that I actually wanted. And this was for years. And this is how I ended up. So I was not happy. I had tried everything and I was still completely unconfident. Do you know what this feels like, ladies? And I was truly unhappy because of the way that I looked and the reflection in the mirror. It just translated itself to every other aspect of my life. So after doing this for 10 years plus, I discovered that weight loss is honestly controlled by mastering your hormones. Sounds a bit crazy, but it's true. I also discovered that from a very simple evolutionary perspective, it's much more difficult for women to lose weight. And why is this? It's because our bodies want to make sure we have stored fat in order to be prepared if we get pregnant. Our bodies want at least 80,000 calories just sitting there ready in case we get pregnant so that it can sustain a baby for, 9.5 or 10 months while it's growing. So another thing that I discovered as we get older, this delicate dance that our hormones play, it begins to disintegrate. So what may have worked really well while we were younger begins to fall apart, and it's all because we aren't taking the right actions to support it. It's completely possible to use our hormones to help burn fat and get lean. It's just that it's mostly completely untapped. Finally, I learned the way that you exercise and specific foods that you eat 100% dictate what your physique is going to look like. So if you eat and exercise the way that I am about to teach you for 1 month, you will be sure to lose 15 pounds. And this is safely and permanently because I discovered the hard way. It took 10 years of working in the fitness industry to discover all of the pieces and be able to put it together. I literally worked around the clock to create this highly exclusive physique transforming program because I wanted you to be able to do it the easy way, right? Because if you're like I was, everything that you have done up until now has not worked. That's why you're here today, right? And now you know why. And truthfully, you don't deserve to feel the way that you do. I've been there and it is awful, right? Fortunately, there is another path for you. It is a super easy to follow exercise and nutrition plan that actually shows you the step-by-step process to building a fat-burning metabolism, which is what we all want, right? Because the process that most women do is the hard way. It's hours of low-impact cardio or group classes, right? Like aerobics classes and stuff like that. Severely limiting calories and eating only a couple of times a day. These are the things that we get told we're supposed to do by people who don't know, haven't been in the trenches and actually seen women go through real transformations that are sustainable. Doing the same program over and over again that only worked the first time. Our bodies adapt. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect different results. Exercising the wrong way, getting the wrong results, and wasting your time, right? I'm sure that you've probably experienced that too. Do you want to know the easy way to fit into your hot skinny jeans? I know I did. I really wanted to fit into those pants. Burn a ton of calories and fat while you're just relaxing, resting on the couch, or even sleeping. Really get that sexy and fit physique that looks so amazing. And I know right about now, you're getting ready to run, right? You're thinking I'm going to ask you to buy $300 worth of shakes or some crazy prepackaged low-calorie food that you just can't do this program without? No. I am going to give you 3 secrets to your success. Secret number 1. I'm going to show you how to discover exactly how to trigger your metabolism to guarantee permanent sustainable fat loss by learning to produce this particular hormone. Secret number 2, I'm going to show you how to find out how you can actually control your weight loss rather than letting it control you by becoming aware and manipulating this particular variable. And my 3rd secret, this one weight loss trick is literally responsible for everything from your happiness to your ability to fit into those skinny jeans. And if you start this right now, today, you will immediately increase your fat burning ability, your energy levels, your metabolism, and generate better overall health as soon as possible. Here is the first secret. Are you ready? Lift weights to stimulate exercise-related hormones. Now, what the heck are these and why are they so important? These are the exercise-related hormones. There's 2 big ones that we really want to know about: growth hormone and epinephrine. Why do we want to know about this? What makes them so great? Well, women actually burn more fat than men do during exercise, and we burn more carbs when we're at rest, right? Therefore, exercise is essential to improve your ability to use fat for energy, right? It's not just all nutrition, it's a combination of both. And what is it that actually initiates fat burning? It is growth hormone, right? If you don't produce growth hormone, then it doesn't stimulate fat burning for energy. So how do we get it? Training intensely. And when I use the word intensely, I don't just mean, do a whole lot more of something. I mean, intensity means heaviness. So heavy weights or, sprints. It's got to be something that is heavy. That's what the intensity comes from. More gets released the harder that you train. So the translation to that is that you have to feel the burn. That burn that you feel when you're pushing it really hard, literally that lactic acid that's building up, that is a sign that you're actually beginning to produce growth hormone. This means weight training with short rest periods, right? So you do feel the burn more often, or something like sprint training that can sculpt your body in ways that just going for long runs or doing that aerobics class at the gym or gentle yoga or walking even simply will not do. It's the difference between, and I'm not kidding, ladies, that and that. Now, I don't know about you, but I would much rather have the strength, the sculpting that is happening on the right? It just looks so healthy and it looks so strong and also so feminine. So, more than that, how body fat is distributed in a woman is different than a man too, right? Do you remember this? It is for a protective effect. And because of this, fat in the hips and thighs is actually a lot harder for us to lose. And here's why. Fat cells in the hips and thighs have alpha receptors, which makes them actually inhibit fat burning for that protective effect, right? And fat cells in the abdominal region, they actually have beta receptors, which makes them more sensitive to fat burning, which makes it a lot easier actually for us to lose weight on, or fat anyways, on our abdominals. Even though there are more alpha receptors in our hips and thighs inhibiting fat burning, there still are some beta receptors there. They just need to get turned on by epinephrine, that second hormone that I was talking about. And how do we get that? From intense exercise. Again, intensity means weighted. Therefore, intense exercise brings on exercise-related hormones. The growth hormone, which initiates your fat burning, and epinephrine, which is going to burn fat in those problem areas that are so hard for us to lose in ways, again, that just running or doing yoga or just some moderate, aerobics is just not going to do for you. The second secret, you can actually reset the way that your body stores fat by manipulating your stress-related hormones. Okay, imagine how much easier it would be to slim down and get sexy and fit if you weren't constantly storing fat because of chronic stress. The difference is literally like night and day. Can you picture how much firmer and flatter your stomach will be and how much sexier you will look and feel, not to mention the positive effects mentally, emotionally, and spiritually of banishing undue stress? High levels of the stress hormone cortisol are great for when you're working out, right? You need it so that your body can actually respond positively. But what happens when cortisol is chronically high? And this can happen from when we restrict calories way too much, as again is promoted by lots of these MLM coaches, doing long steady state cardio sessions, running on adrenaline from adrenal fatigue. I know a lot of us do this as women, surviving on caffeine, constantly talking to ourselves negatively. So that negative self-talk about our body image, it's stressful. And also just any other life factors like kids, work, finances, relationships. And we're just not tapping into rest, relaxation, and self-love. Because we are constantly running on our fight or flight nervous system, right? There's two sides to our nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight, and your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest, digest, and recover. And when we're constantly running on our fight or flight nervous system, we are making that one much more dominant. And that means that our bodies are constantly producing stress hormones. And what happens when you produce stress hormones? The response in the body is to just dump sugar into your bloodstream. Why? Because from an evolutionary perspective, when we got stressed out, we needed to, fight off wild beasts or something like that, right? And we needed to have the energy in order to be able to do that, either fight them or run away, right? So we needed that energy. So your body literally pulls sugar from everywhere, from your muscles, from anything that it can grab sugar, and it dumps it into your bloodstream. And what does that mean? It's prepping you to fight or flight. But here's the thing. In an evolutionary sense, the sugar that is dumped into your bloodstream is great energy if you're fighting off wild beasts to save your life, right? But it's not so great if you just have something like road rage, right? Because you're not getting up and fighting something or running away. You're not using that, right? The sugar is just getting stored. And how does sugar get stored? It can't stay in your bloodstream. It's got to go somewhere, so it gets stored as fat. In particular, it gets stored as fat in your belly. Stress. Stress equals the hormone cortisol. Cortisol equals sugar in your bloodstream, and sugar equals insulin being released to store that sugar. Insulin is a storage hormone, right? And storage equals fat. So what we want to do is turn on our parasympathetic nervous system, that rest, digest, and recover system, by doing particular exercise that utilize the stress hormones in the right way. But you also want to look at the other side. So now we're talking about things like meditation, deep breathing, and using some recovery methods like Epsom salts baths to turn on our parasympathetic nervous system. Let's have a look at Danielle. You can see there's a lot of fat stored on the belly, and this is what happens once she was able to use her stress hormones in the right way. Look at the difference in her waistline. It is incredible. So we stop hours of long cardio that stress the body in the wrong ways. We stop yo-yo dieting, right? If you restrict your calories too much, too long, it is incredibly stressful to the body. We start using stress hormones to our advantage for strength training, and we stop storing fat on the belly. So here's the third secret, ladies. We're going to increase energy, happiness, and health, and lose more fat by understanding our digestion-related hormones. This is the last of the 3 hormones I'm going to talk to you about today. Your gut is literally like a little mini brain in your stomach, okay? Messages and feedback loops. So the gut and the brain talk constantly. There are a number of feedback loops that we use to tell us when we're hungry and full. And when they are working properly, they are designed to keep the balance between these two sensations of being hungry and full so that we get just enough of what we need. The basics, ghrelin, it tells us when we're hungry, right? Leptin, on the other hand, tells us when we are full. And they usually work in this awesome feedback loop so that we know when we're full and we've had enough, right? It works really well in healthy people. Ghrelin is pretty easy to understand. A few hours after you've eaten, it starts to get produced and it tells you that you're hungry and your tummy starts to growl and all that stuff. We're all very familiar with that. Leptin, on the other hand, the feedback loop is much more complicated because the more fat that you have in your body, the higher leptin is. It's meant to keep you from overeating if you already have really high fat levels. It doesn't want you to overeat and continue that process. It's trying to balance it out. Processed foods disrupt the messages and stop the feedback loop from working. So those really super tasty foods, they just throw everything off, right? It actually stops the messages from happening. So your brain doesn't get told that it's full anymore. And you can eat these foods. We've all been there. It seems like you can eat them forever, right? And as you lose fat, your leptin levels lower, right? Making it harder to lose fat because you're still missing that message telling you that you're full. Because your body, if you lose too much fat, it doesn't want you to feel full. It wants you to feel hungry so that it can find that balance once again, right? So 2 things that are really against us that make losing fat not your fault. We've all experienced these things and we just don't know that it is this underlying hormonal feedback loop that is just messed up in our body. So how do we actually raise leptin when we're experiencing one of these 2 things, either a history of eating too much processed food, or we've just gotten to a plateau where we've lost some weight and now just, nothing you do seems to actually work in order to help you drop fat. If you want to get to a place where you can experience this kind of transformation, here is the thing. Research shows that high-intensity exercise produces a cascade of hormones that produces more leptin. More leptin equals less appetite. Research also shows, and here's the kicker, ladies, low or moderate exercise, or intensity exercise, I should say, triggers your appetite, which means you may eat more afterwards and eliminate the benefits of your workouts because you're going to, yes, burn some calories during your workout, but that's about it. And ultimately, it's going to trigger your appetite. So you're going to want to eat more after that hour, right? We want to replace that with high intensity exercise, produce that leptin, and lower our appetites. Great things to do, and these are the keys to mastering your hunger hormones. Strength train, compound movements, and big muscles. Doing exercises, so not just a bicep curl. What you want to do are those big movements that use multi-joints. Big movements like that, big muscles. So the big muscles we're focusing on, glutes, thighs, back, chest, your core, those big muscles in the body, because that's where you want to feel the burn, okay? HIIT, what that means is high intensity interval training. These are short work intervals and then short rest periods. Even if you're on the elliptical, you could do this on the elliptical. You just gotta sprint on the elliptical and then you gotta rest for a really short time, okay? Circuits, these are a bunch of different exercises that you just do one after the other really fast and really intensely, and then you rest for a short period of time and do it again. Tabatas, these exercises are brutal. It is 4 minutes of work versus, 20 minutes, and it's been shown to be far more effective, okay? This is something like 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Lastly, sprint training. This is one of my favorite things to do when I want to drop fat quickly because it triggers the same energy systems as when you strength train, okay? So you still feel that burn, right? What is not so great? Long, steady state cardio like running, the elliptical, or aerobics. Lifting just light weights, right? Ladies, how many times have you gone to the gym and just lifted 5 pounds, okay? Doing the same workout over and over again. Training for hours and hours. Okay, the longer you train, the less intense you're going to be able to go. I have, yet to be able to do a really intense strength training workout for hours because I'm burnt out after half an hour. I've worked that hard. This balance that we are looking for exercise-related hormones, stress-related hormones, digestion-related hormones, because when you find this and you use the strategies that I have just told you about, you can eat more of the stuff that you love. You can work out less. You can feel amazing. And if you don't believe me, because I know we certainly have this idea that in order to get leaner, we have to run longer and eat less, right? We have to work harder. Well, yes and no, in a sense. When you work hard versus working smart, your overall stress goes up. You feel mentally exhausted. And when you feel mentally exhausted, you're just tired and you don't make good food choices. We've all been there. Then comes the guilt and that spiral of failure. And after you spiral enough, you start to think that it is truly impossible for you. These old habits are so ingrained in us and they die hard. If you look back at the last 3 months of your life, if your current habits that you have right now haven't contributed to positive change and progress, it's time for a change, ladies. Otherwise, your next 3 months are going to look exactly the same as the last 3, only compounded. So the past 30 minutes, would you agree it's been time well spent so far? I've had a lot of fun teaching you this stuff, and I can't cover everything, right, that you need in a 30-minute webinar. Even if we had all day, I probably couldn't cover it all. But I will give you an opportunity to discover a program that will teach you everything that you need to know. Because this program is only for people that are ready to actually put down the gimmicks in order to follow a proven step-by-step system for actual lifelong weight loss. If you're ready to change your life, then this is the only system for you. So get really excited. You might assume this system will be extremely expensive. It has transformed the lives of loads of women when nothing else has worked. And with all of this value, it literally should cost a fortune. My hourly consulting fee to get women the body of their dreams is over $150 per hour. But for the first 10 women who click the link below, I am going to give you a free 15-minute coaching call. So we're going to discuss your ideal meal plan, your workouts, and a blueprint to start your ultimate lifestyle. So this is over $250 worth of value and content that I'm just going to be able to give to you in this 15-minute coaching call. You're not just getting the coaching call though today. Just for watching this presentation, you're going to get my new hot body, sexy fit nutrition plan. I want you to lose 7 pounds in the next 2 weeks, and I want you to do it safely and free of charge. Plus, you're going to receive my free epic resource for a killer body to ensure that you're on track to experience the quickest, most enjoyable fat loss journey humanly possible. This resource explains exactly how I take my clients from logging hours of cardio and starving themselves to incredibly strong, powerful, lean, and sexy women in the shortest amount of time. And this is where I teach you personally, from goal setting to nutritional guidelines to workouts and so much more. You can just look at responses to the program, right? I just did my assessment. Wow, I never would have imagined to see so much improvement in only 12 days. I have exciting news. I've officially reached my pre-baby number 2 weight. I am so freaking strong and I feel great. Impressed with myself for feeling and looking so good. Looking forward to weighing in tomorrow. Never thought I would say that, right, ladies? Have you ever looked forward to weighing in? Scale says 8 pounds. This is so amazing. Believe me, many other recommendations have been made to friends. I'm sold on this program. You are just too awesome, Krista. You have inspired me. These are the ones that I love the absolute most, right? Finding a way to fit fitness and health and nutrition into your day-to-day life so that it's not overwhelming and just way too chaotic that you just can't keep it up. Look at her progress, and that is only in 28 days. So who has this worked for? Women with literally no time, women with terrible genetics, women with slow metabolisms, women who think that they have tried everything. The first 10 that apply will receive a free 15-minute coaching call, and we're going to focus on your meal plans, your workouts, and a blueprint to start your ultimate lifestyle. Again, it's over $250 in value. And remember, this is only for the first 10 women, please. So you're going to get a chance to see why others are paying me from $150 to $200 an hour just to get this kind of information and kind of blueprint on how to move forward. So what do you have to do next? All you have to do is apply right at traininglifeonline.com/call. Pop in your information and I am going to call you within 24 hours. If, of course, you are one of these first 10, because the results speak for themselves. Look at what you can do in a very short period of time when you start to implement these strategies that I have been talking about. This is real stuff. This is not from a coach who's just, decided to sell you shakes. I have 10 years in the trenches actually working with women to get these transformations happening, and women who thought it was never going to be possible. Okay, look at the difference in 2 weeks. Now, you have 2 choices. First option, you can do nothing, right? You can just sit there, turn off your computer, not take this leap of faith, which is literally 100% risk-free, or you can apply right now, today, and just give it a shot, right? Either way, you're going to be one of the 10 lucky women to get a free coaching call within the next 24 hours. If it works, great. If not, I'm still going to give you my free epic resource for a killer body. It's going to help you lose 7 pounds in the next 2 weeks. So that alone is worth it. But the real question is it worth gambling a few minutes of your time to check this out? Which, if it does even literally half of what I've claimed it's going to do on this webinar, it's going to pay for itself with massive self-esteem and confidence. Other opportunities, they claim to help you, but only this program is going to give you the hormonal override strategies that I mentioned you need to guarantee permanent female fat loss. And this is for life. So what do you do next? All I need you to do is answer a few questions for me, and I'm going to call you within 24 hours. If, again, you're one of the first 10. So I love action takers. I want you to just jump in and take action right now. And if you haven't signed up already, if you didn't sign up immediately, it's usually because of one of these reasons. Number 1, you already have all the answers to losing weight. Reason number 2, you've tried it all before and nothing works. So you don't trust that this program is going to work either. Reason number 3, your problems haven't caused you to feel any pain. I mean, if you don't look in the mirror and feel sad or feel, really disappointed or unconfident or scared or fearful about your reflection, then this hasn't caused you any pain yet. Maybe you're just not in a place where this is affecting you either emotionally or physically yet. So if you've already got there, you don't need to worry about this. If you think that it's not going to work, well, here's the proof that it does. You've seen the proof. you've seen that this program already works, right? The first 10 women are getting this pure ninja prize, right? All you have to do is apply right there at traininglifeonline.com/call. And I'm going to call you within 24 hours. Remember, this is only for the first 10 women. I love action takers. So thank you so much. Your journey to becoming sexy and fit fast awaits. Okay, ladies, so remember, apply right at that link, traininglifeonline.com/call. I'm going to call you within 24 hours, give you your blueprint for this ideal life and the sexy and fit body that you are looking for, okay? Thank you again so much. I hope that you've taken so much from this. I know I've had a blast and an amazing time, and I can't wait to see what you're going to do. Remember, you got this.